Alfonso Ribeiro here on the Rich Eisen Show. We're back with our radio network. We just saw a clip from last year's Dance with the Stars where you were doing a number and referring yourself as just a mere celebrity. You can move. We already knew that coming in. Like if you would be a ringer if you were on this show as a celebrity.
I was.
I know that.
And I did okay.
You were a ringer.
I did all right. I wasn't a ringer.
Yes, you were.
No,
I mean, come on now.
The reality about...
It's not like you had never shown off any moves
That's
at
true,
all.
but they've had many
life.
people that have been on the show that were... in some form
on a Pepsi commercial
dancing
with Michael Jackson.
No, they didn't have any of those.
Okay.
They didn't have any of those.
Right.
Been on dance move named after them.
Yeah, doing a live show. Like
the Broadway.
Broadway. Come on, man.
Yeah, but listen. Yeah. We've had professional ballerinas. Seymour, Jane Seymour was a professional ballerina. Okay, right? Like Lance Bass and Joey Fatone. Right? I mean, they were basically backup dancers and did some singing.
Okay.
Right? So I mean they were dancing, right? We had some people from Glee, right? They were they've been people have done stuff.
All I know is that if I ever showed up doing that,
different
back
situation.
In the day,
Different. I get it. I hear you.
And then I'd be like going against you. Get out of here.
Well, the good thing is you won't have to go against me because I host it now. So it's like if you want to come on, I know some people.
No, I'm not.
It'll get you in great shape. It'll be so
news.
much fun.
That would be bad news.
I want to do it.
What you?
I want it so bad.
Yeah, but you're not really.
No, I'm not a star, so I'm not.
But you're a star in our world.
It would be a little harder to get you on. Just a little bit.
No, I get it.
I wouldn't be able to just automatically get you on.
What's that pitch meeting like?
Okay, so I got a guy. He's got a great heart. He's got a great heart. You don't really know his name much. He probably's not going to bring a lot of fan base. But he's a good guy. I got a guy.
I got a guy.
Alfonso,
his dance movements working the favors.
He has almost 65,000 Instagram followers.
I mean, okay.
That's 1,500. That's real.
That does make him a guy.
He's got a great smile.
I'm done.
Great smile. How is it with Dwight Howard, man? How's
Fantastic.
It going with him?
Dude is so much fun.
Yeah?
Like, I mean, first of all, he's 6'11".
Yes.
He's got like a 7'3" wingspan.
That's right.
And it's like, how does a guy that big move so smoothly?
Right.
Like he did this last week, a foxtrot. Now, most of the time a foxtrot is a pretty simple dance. But that's if the two people are the same size, right? His partner is 5'3".
Oh, my God.
Ish. And so for them to be able to move together in sync is really, really difficult, right?
Yes.
And he did a fantastic job of it. First show, absolutely just ripped the ceiling off the building. He's definitely going to be there in the end. I'm rooting for him. I'm just rooting for him to continue to have fun and show that, $1 million smile and have the best time. They're loving it. Dwight is he's an absolute pleasure to have on the show.
Yeah, and speaking of ripping off things there, I mean, Alona Mar as well, one of my favorite Olympians to watch.
Come on.
As she crushed it, she's running over people, which is not really usually the concept of dancing, running over people.
It's not. You typically need to keep them upright.
That's true.
To dance well.
Scrum is a bad thing.
Not a good. But like this week, they did lifts. They had the Dirty Dancing thing, right?
Yes,
and so she lifted him. She did flips with him, which was all like he flipped her, and then she was like, and flipped him back.
Wow.
Right? Like we closed the show with it, right? They did the Dirty Dancing lift, not fully though, not extended on the shoulder, right? And then she like, you know what? I'm gonna flip you again, and flipped him again. I was like,
nobody puts her in a corner.
Nobody. That was the first time we've ever had a pro male get flipped. In the history of the show, right? We're going to be loving that one for decades. I mean, there's so many great... This season's different than most seasons.
Yes.
Because of the fact that there are so many contestants. Like, I was doing them, it was like 8 or 9 contestants on a 13-contestant show.
Yes.
Where I believe that if they won, I wouldn't be shocked. right? And that doesn't happen.
That's
Normally,
great.
there's
Wide
2 or
open.
3 that is like, they're the winners. The question is which one of these 3 are going to win.
Yes.
This is like, nah, the 8th place person could win.
Right. Well,
if they continue to grow.
I think Eric Roberts would win if he somehow comes up with a dance interpretation of his scene from Pope of Greenwich Village. That would wrap it. Like
He would win the week. He would win the week.
He'd survive.
But I don't know about the rest of the whole show.
Spoiler alert, maybe not Pope.
He's an awesome dude, though. Yeah. Awesome dude.
He must have stories for days.
But that's the only problem when you're like, they go off in rehearsals.
Right.
They're not on stage.
You're not just chit-chat.
That much to where you can really just.
Sure.
Like most of my time I spent with him was in New York when we announced the cast.
Yes.
And I was like, hey, they were putting everybody on shuttles to go back to our hotel. And I was like, dude, you want to walk? Mm-hmm. He was like, yeah, I'll go with you. So we just walked back to our hotel. All the PR people are freaking out because they're like, well, you can't. I was like, we're walking. They're like, but I'm walking. And we walked through Times Square and we just chatted it up and like got to know each other. And it was great. It was a great few minutes
great.
Walking in Times Square with Eric Roberts.
And just him telling stories?
Just telling stories and me telling stuff and just like sharing how happy we were to be on the show, and it's cool stuff.
Love it. Alfonso Ribeiro here on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, you want to tell us what happened in Tahoe, or what happened in Tahoe? By the way, I think finishing 25th? Is that what it is?
Did I finish 25th?
25th in Tahoe,
something like that. 20 something.
Yeah, 20.
Okay, that is an incredible achievement. But for you, you're disappointed. I can see it. Why?
Very, very disappointed.
Okay.
Before going in, I went back to like my old coach at Lakeside.
Okay.
Our head pro, and we fixed all kinds of things that I started messing too much with.
Yeah.
And got it back to like my core, really good swing.
Uh-huh.
And before going, like as I was getting into the rhythm of it, I started playing some really good golf. Like I was like, okay, I've got full grasp, full control of my swing. I know exactly what I need to do when I'm hitting the ball right. This is my fix. When I'm hitting it left, this like total control. And then we did the promo shoot for Dancing with the Stars, and I tore my hip flexor and a ligament in my foot, my left foot. Right.
Doing the promo shoot?
Yes. Because that just means I'm old.
Or you only know one speed.
I do know one speed. And I probably should have taken a lot off, but I'm having to dance with Julianne Hough, okay?
Yes.
Julianne is known for 125% is still 80%. Like, she goes hard every time. So I'm trying to match her energy.
Yes.
And basically tore my body up. So now I couldn't practice for a month, right, before Tahoe. And I like hit some balls the week before, and I was like, okay, it's not hurting that much. And went up there, and I played okay, but not like, and it happens every year where you're like, okay, it's not what I need it to be because I can't get to my left side. And then I fully heal up. I go away. I went to Europe for a few weeks. I come back. Now I'm fully healed up. My next 3 rounds were 73, 72, and 69. And I went,
yeah, where was that?
Full control of the swing, just not my body before Tahoe. So it was a disappointment, but I did get to play with 2 of my buddies. I played 2 rounds with Aaron Rodgers and AJ Hawk, which 2 of the greatest dudes. Good friends. So I got to enjoy, I played with Ray Romano one day also, and who's a buddy at Lakeside.
Right.
And so I got to enjoy the people that I was playing with, which was awesome.
What was Rodgers like?
Well, I mean, I hang with him a ton. So
right.
he's
because this is final throes of personal freedom before you're
going back. Yeah, and he
right.
was
and he looks like he looks completely spry right now. Last week he looked amazing, and he does seem to be I know his mantra is about being peaceful or at peace.
Yes.
He just looks like he's just going with the flow and
fully at peace, fully ready. I think he was fully ready for the season. Of course, there were some moments of he hadn't been at full game speed in almost 2 years, right? A year and 6-7 months, right? From 2 seasons before. We're not going to count the 4 plays in as a Jet, right? And so he He was, I'm sure, a little nervous. I flew up to San Fran and went to the game and saw him before he went on the field. And, obviously ready for the moment. But, of course, that defense, a tough time. But he's absolutely back into the flow. And I think he's going to have an incredible season. And hopefully he can take the Jets all the way. I mean, it'd be an incredible story.
Oh, my God. I couldn't even.
For Jet fans.
Just certainly in terms of New York sports stories.
Absolutely.
Certainly after what the hell happened last year.
Yeah.
I'm seeing him in London in 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's going to be, and I'm sure he's going to be fantastic. He's really in a great space right now, I think. Hanging with him in Tahoe and seeing him outside of that arena also. It's just, he's in a great mental, emotional, physical space. He's totally healed up. And you never know. I think maybe the year off of not getting hit, has its advantages in other ways, right? Obviously, he was getting over that injury, but the rest of the body, quarterbacks take some beating, right?
No
and
doubt.
And so we'll see. You'll see what it means. We'll see whether it all plays out. But in the end, we never know what the story is, and this might have been a blessing in disguise to be able to have that year to fully recover the rest of his body and emotionally, spiritually, and all the rest. I'm rooting for him. We'll see what happens.
You met him through golf? Is that how
I met him through golf? Okay. Yeah. So obviously Tahoe is where all the guys that I know from sports are guys that I've played golf with in Tahoe, or the Orlando one, which is the Hilton Grand Vacation Tournament of Champions, which is with the LPGA now, but it was with the PGA Tour Champions at one point. And so those guys there, and through the years meeting all these incredible Hall of Famers and athletes, and but yeah, we played together a few times up in Tahoe, and from there got to know each other, and we have a group of mutual friends, and so yeah.
All right, so cautionary tale: just stay away from the promo shoots a month before next year's tour.
Yes. Not going to do it.
Take it easy.
Not going to do
Let's do a slow dance. You know what I mean? You could still promo Dancing with the Stars without doing that.
But it just, for some reason,
I understand.
If I do it, I have to do it 100%, and that's kind of like the good and the bad of me.
AFV is coming up. My gosh. Unbelievable how many seasons? 35, you said?
35th season for the show.
September 29th on 7 Eastern on ABC. It's coming right up. It's this Sunday.
Yeah, we've shot 3 episodes already.
Great.
On Saturday, I do 3 more. So essentially, we'll have 6 in the can before we air, which is great because it gives us some time to not have to knock them out every week. But the first one's really funny, great funny videos. And what I've always said with this show that I'm super proud of is the fact that you can sit with your grandkids, you can sit with your grandparents and your parents, and everybody can hang out together while watching the show, while laughing together. And this show has something for everyone. Right, whereas 90% of programming on television is for a very specific audience, and this is for everyone. And so it's a nice Sunday hang with your family before your work week starts or your school week starts for everyone.
Yeah, it's so rare to have. It's rare to have TV shows where you can all share like that, and that the biggest surprise, if you will, would be like a good nut shot video. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
but
that's as crazy as it gets.
But everybody knows what happens there. You're gonna have a bend over. Everything's gonna go up into you. You might cry a little bit,
little tear,
and we laugh.
So funny. No sympathy.
None.
I don't understand that.
None.
I don't understand why there's never any sympathy when there's a nut shot video.
Well, I think because we know they'll live. Right? Like at the end of the day, like we've all had one, right?
Yeah. Oh gosh!
I got kicked by roller skating tonight. You have no idea.
See,
with a what?
You've been kicked by a roller skate.
When I was a roller rink guard.
My gosh!
And you have no idea. I was out.
And you don't want him on Dancing with the Stars.
You slept for a second.
Yeah.
But then you came to.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you lived.
Yes.
Do you have kids?
No, he does not.
All right, so maybe that's a bad story. Maybe that's a bad example. You know what? I'm gonna take it back. Maybe that's a bad example.
Yeah, this pre-interview for Dancing with the Stars. You're not making Dancing with the Stars or AFV, man.
Listen, we just have you fall down, not get hit. Okay,
the best part too about all the big hits on AFV is that we know they're okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
they
literally.
They weren't that bad. Like they're just kind of funny in the moment.
Yes, we actually ask people when they send in videos and they do like a interview with whoever, like we're going to put your video on.
Yeah.
We just have one question. Tell us the backstory of what happened in your video.
Yeah.
And they'll tell the stories like, well, did anybody end up going to the hospital? Were anybody seriously injured? And they're like, no. I mean, the guy was down for a while, but then he got up and he moved around. It was okay. We're like, okay, we can put your video on. So if you actually want your video on, world, pretend you didn't really get hurt. I'm giving you a cheat sheet, y'all.
Nut shots welcome as long as there's a happy ending.
Yes.
Well, hold on a second. As long as it all turns out.
Turns
all
out.
right.
Oh. Okay.
No, that's right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's on Sunday on ABC, and you can watch it the next day on Hulu right here on Roku. And the new episodes of Dancing with the Stars airs Tuesday, 8 Eastern on both ABC and Disney+. Stream it the next day on Hulu, which is, again, available right here on Roku. The multi-talented, multiple show host, Alfonso Ribeiro. Great to see you, brother.
Great to see you, buddy.
Always fun whenever you stop by. Thank you for doing it again. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.